Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by
Krista from Lutharo.
It's great to chat to you this evening. First up, I've got to congratulate you on the album, Chasing Euphoria. I think it's probably going to be my album of the year already.
Yay!
Just released in March. I mean, that's a long way off still, isn't it? How excited are
Mm.
you and impatient you?
Very. Oh my goodness. It feels like we've been sitting on this for forever and we can't wait to finally release it. There's so many songs that so many people haven't heard yet, and we're just excited to hear the reaction for sure.
Where does the inspirations and lyrics come from, and what inspires your writing? And is it a team effort or is it down to you?
So when it comes to like the actual instrumental, all the guys have a piece of it. We kind of write everything in the jam space, or if we write it at home, it's just kind of like a riff here and there, and then we bring it to the jam space, and everyone puts their own 2 cents into it. As far as lyrics and melody go, that's my job like 99% of the time. And I just get inspired by like everyday life and like just things that I struggle with, just personal things for myself, because I find if I can't relate to it, I have a hard time singing about it. So I try to keep it to like stories of my own life.
Right. Sorry, my cat is here. She's arrived.
Oh, look at you.
She's arrived.
Oh,
She's a little star.
baby. I love kitties. I have two.
Yeah, I've got the two. I've got Abatha and Dio.
Oh, wow. Good names.
There's the kitten, and she's a bit of a mare, aren't you?
Oh.
So I know this is a bit of a contentious question, and all the songs will be your babies, but which would you say is your favorite track on the album today, and why?
My absolute favorite track is Time to Rise. That one for me, not only do I get to show off like a lot of different textures in my voice and a lot of different things that I haven't showcased before, but it's also a really personal song for me too. So that one was me letting a lot of things that I haven't expressed in the past out, just kind of like emotionally vomited on everything.
Yeah. Mine's actually bonded to the blade for today anyway. It's brilliant.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna stop saying brilliant. Will you guys be having a release party, and do you have plans to stream it live?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a release party here in Hamilton, which is our hometown, on the actual release day, March 15th. So we're gonna do that. And as far as a stream, we're thinking about doing like a live stream of like the whole album. I think that would be great, and a lot of people would be into it, just like on Twitch. It'd be really cool.
So can you give us a little bit of insight then into the last video that you just released, and how pleased are you with like media reviews so far and fans?
Ooh, Reaper's Call. Reaper's Call has gotten a lot of attention. I feel like every person that has messaged me lately has said that that is their absolute favorite so far. So that one's got a lot of attention. I think because that song has so many different elements in it, and it's one of the more like heavy in your face songs that we've released compared to other singles. I mean, Ruthless Bloodline was in its own way, but I feel like this one was darker. So I feel like it caught a lot of people's attention in that way. So yeah, we're pretty pumped about it. And the way it turned out and everything is just great. Like it's exactly what we were picturing. So yeah.
And you head out on tour in March with Raven, who are actually from around where I live.
Yeah.
From Newcastle area. And Vicious Rumours. How stoked are you about that? That's going to be one hell of a tour.
Very, oh my goodness. We're so excited. It feels like forever since we've been on a tour. I mean, it's only been like a couple of months, but for us, it's like we're just itching to get back on the road. So yeah, we're very excited.
And other plans to hopefully get over the pond, even to the UK?
I hope so. Honestly, we're trying so hard to get to Europe. Just because we have like a main fan base in Europe. I've found just by looking at the stats, like Germany is up there for us, Spain is up there, the UK is growing up there, even like France. Finland is like our number one. Helsinki, I guess, like the number one city is our like for listeners, and we're like, what? So it's very weird. But yeah, like we just want to get back to Europe so badly and hoping to play in the UK. We've never been, so it'd be really cool.
Did I see that you played in Spain?
We did, yeah.
I love Spain. Actually, that's where my tans come from. I was in Gran
Oh
Canaria,
yeah.
which is
Oh,
Canary Islands. But yeah, Spain's
I
amazing.
love Spain. Yeah, Barcelona was my favorite by far. Like a lot of people talk about Madrid and a lot of other places, but Barcelona was like the one place I would love to either live in or go back to. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly though, it's just such a nice like culture too. Everything's very laid back and like everything is good. The food is amazing, coffee, oh my God. Yeah, everything is great. So yeah.
Absolutely. So can we expect any more singles from the album then before release date?
There's going to be 2 more.
Okay.
So you gotta be patiently awaiting those 2. There's one that's coming out pretty soon within the next couple of weeks, and then one final one on the release day of the album. I'm pretty sure it should be. Yeah.
And I'm really blown away by the vinyl with the pink and blue. That's awesome. Are you gonna keep one for yourself and have it framed or something like that?
100%. The vinyl, the CD, the flags, everything. My sister actually messaged me today about the flag. She's like, I have a spot perfect for it on my wall. When are these things coming out? So yeah, it's weird because it's a color palette I never thought that I would choose, but here we are. It just was perfect. So yeah.
I mean, everything's the whole package, isn't it? Really is, even down to the album artwork. I mean, can you give us a bit of insight into that?
So the artwork's done by Nicholas Sundin. He's an artist who's done Dark Tranquillity and Arch Enemy, and that's how we found him. So we basically messaged him. We're like, hey, like we want some artwork done and yada yada, but something from scratch from him is incredibly expensive, which we don't have a lot of money. So he said, hey, look, I have this piece that I already have done that I've just been kind of sitting on. If you like it, that's cool. So we seen it and I was just like, we have to have this. This is perfect for Chasing Euphoria. It's like the entire story in one, like the entire meaning. You look at it and you just think of that. So yeah.
So going back to tours, what can fans expect from you guys live?
A lot of energy, a lot of energy on stage, a lot of new songs. We're going to be playing a lot of the new album, and just hanging out with us. Basically, like if you come up to the merch table, we'll be there. Come sign stuff, give us hugs. We want to talk to everybody. So after the set, we're usually always there, unless we're off showering or eating. So yeah,
that was actually one of my next questions, because obviously you put a lot into your vocal technique and everything. After a gig, do you try not to talk too much to fans, or is it really difficult to get the right sort of, what's the word? Do you know what I mean? Right degree. Do you know what I mean? You're just like nodding away and signing, or you're talking.
Yeah, it really depends on how I'm feeling that day. Because I'd like to spend as much time as I can with them. But yeah, there's some days where I'm just like really tired and it's really pushing it. My one trick that I do is I put earplugs in during the show so I can hear myself talking, so I'm not yelling. So that makes my stamina a little bit better for things like that. People are always asking me, why do you have earplugs in? Like, even if it's like more quiet or whatever. Even if I go out to the bar at night, I wear earplugs, and people are like, why do you? But I'm like, just so I don't yell, because that's how you lose your voice. Like a lot of vocalists will say, it's not the actual stage performance because you're using proper technique on stage or whatever, but it's screaming at people in between sets, So, yeah.
What would you say then is the best and the worst thing about touring?
Well, best thing is performing, meeting people, the show in general. But the worst is everything else. No, I'm kidding. No, the worst is probably the lack of sleep, honestly. Until we get to a point where we're in like a tour bus situation with a driver, or even like a driver in general, it's really hard to get sleep because, I mean, you're leaving the venue at like 3 or 4 at night, or like morning, I guess. And then you got a couple of hours and you got to wake up right in the morning to drive to the next city because a lot of the times they're far away, right? So we're getting like a few hours of sleep at night. Like I'm luckier in that way because I don't drive. So I kind of try to sleep in the car, but I mean, it's not good sleep either, right? So that's the most difficult part for sure.
So who has the most annoying habit on the road then?
Honestly, we've been pretty good. Like our core group of people is really good on tour. The most annoying for me is probably the snoring. If somebody's because it's like every single night on our Paladin tour, we were all sleeping in the back of a van. It was just one long mattress and we're sleeping sideways on this thing. So I tried to fall asleep before everybody, but if I didn't, it would be like Victor would start snoring first, and then it would be Chris, and then it would be Corey, and it was just like all different snores too, like the symphony of snores, I called it. And yeah, that was the most annoying thing ever.
All right then. So if you can imagine Mount Rushmore, right, in the States, so it's got 4 American presidents. So if I could ask you who would be your 4 rock metal musicians to be your Mount Rushmore?
Oh my God. I would have to say Angela Gasso, probably Tony Iommi. Oh, that's hard. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. No, that's too tricky. I'll just put all of Black Sabbath up there, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, that's too tricky of a question. Oh my God.
All right. So which band would be your ultimate touring buddies then? Or a live band, actually?
Ooh, okay. So we absolutely loved touring with Unleash the Archers. But if we're talking like bands we haven't toured with probably Arch Enemy. That would be amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Arch Enemy, Ginger. I mean, Metallica would be the hugest thing, right? Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, bands like that. But if we're talking like within our reach, hopefully like Arch Enemy would be a great one.
Yeah, I can see you guys out with Arch Enemy, man. That'd be amazing. Yeah, make sure you come to the UK or Belgium or something. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That'd be insane. Gave me chills thinking about that.
So going back in time then, what album first introduced you to heavy metal?
So it's weird because when I first started listening to metal, it was in high school, like early high school, maybe even grade 8 to grade 9. And it was like hardcore bands like Blind Witness. What the heck was the name of the one band? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right now, but Blind Witness was a huge one. So I was into stuff like that, but it was like not really like I liked the heaviness of it, but it wasn't really like my thing where it like grabbed me. I just really liked that. But it wasn't until later in high school when a friend introduced me to Megadeth. And it wasn't a specific album, but it was the song Sweating Bullets that I heard. And I was like, what is this? This is insane. And then of course followed by Pantera, Slayer, all that thing. It was like the floodgates opened, and it was like really in a time where we're listening to music on iPods and stuff like that, right? So it wasn't like I just sat there and listened to the whole album. It was like this would be Pantera, then it'd be Slayer, then it'd be this, like a shuffle on an iPod, unfortunately. So and then I went on to listen to the whole album. But yeah, it's a whole story. But yeah.
Cool. Right, and so next one is another thinker. If there was a heavy metal song about yourself, what would you call it?
Oh, so there's a lyric in actually a Light song. She's a musician that I listen to. She's like more like indie and pop and stuff, but I'm going to use her lyric as my song title, which would be "The Happiest Sad Girl You'll Ever Meet."
That's cool.
Because it's so true.
Excellent. All right. So if you had a superpower for one day, what would you choose?
I said this to the guys and they're like, you can't choose that. You need to choose like invisibility or something. But I said my superpower, and I wish this could be my superpower for every day, would be to just never lose my voice. To be able to do whatever I want, like sleep as much as I want, eat as much as I want, do whatever, and never lose my voice.
Can you give us 4 words to describe chasing euphoria?
Chasing euphoria. So obviously the words would be like euphoric, but like I think to describe the actual song in a nutshell is just basically like trying to capture, like slow down time or capture a moment when you feel alive. It's just feeling alive in a sense, like you're at a concert and like everything stops for a moment and you're like, oh my God, this is the happiest I'll ever be in this moment. This is like pure euphoria. I feel so alive. It makes you just remember that you're human and like you're feeling all those like these floods of emotions, and that is chasing euphoria. You're just chasing after that high in a sense all the time, you know?
Real. Okay, so that's 5 fast questions. So the first one is vinyl or digital?
Either or. Honestly, they're both like special in their own way. Because I mean, I can't bring a vinyl player into my car, so they both have their own uses. But nothing will ever sound like vinyl. So,
Moose or bear?
Moose, because I'm Canadian, I guess.
Maple syrup or beer?
Beer, 100% beer.
Festival or small intimate gig?
That's tricky. I really like festivals. I like the vibe of them, and I like that they last a long time. It's not just like a couple of hours. It's like a whole day or a whole weekend. And like I said, I like to capture that moment, that high for a long time. So yeah.
Okay. And the final one, are you a saint or are you a sinner?
I'd like to say that I'm a saint, but probably a sinner.
Brilliant. Well, again, I want to congratulate you on the fantastic album. It's killer. Hopefully you will get over to the UK or we'll catch you in mainland Europe sometime, maybe Spain.
Yes.
We're going there at the moment. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Just thank you. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for buying our stuff, supporting us, and just continue to stay metal.